What's up? What is going on? What is up? See who's in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well on this Sunday afternoon. Yep, it's Sunday and it's WrestleMania weekend, so I'm surprised I'm able to do this because I'm a big wrestling fan and getting ready for this WrestleMania. So, yo, what's up, Harry? What's going on, man? Just here getting ready to give out some shout outs. Jack Hammer in the house. What is going on, bro? Thank you guys for joining the shout out show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh man, it's been a busy weekend, but it's all good because it's a bunch of fun when you do videos and have special guests come on your show. Like last night, we had Reggie and Coast to Coast. But tonight or today is a new show. It's the shout out show for the comic book community. Shout outs. So you know how it is, man. Just a bunch of people out there that put out good content. And I go out there and try to find who they are, and anyone under 1,000 subs needs a shout out. So that's what I do. That is what I do. I'm looking at the chat. The gray man is in the house. What's up, gray man? Speaking about gray, I gotta put I gotta put the hat on. Yep, it's Sunday, guys, and it's the shout out show. And we got a special guest towards the end. You already know who he is. He doesn't need an introduction. He is JAYDee Comics, the man. The dude is putting out some great stuff if you haven't seen his channel lately. But he'll come on, giving the whole floor to himself. He's going to just talk about his channel, his interviews he's been doing with some great people, guys. So stay tuned for that. So I'm just going to get right to the shout outs because I got 5 and 5 great people, I have to say. At number 1, let's see here. Let me just double check the chat real quick. Mr. Garrell, thank you for joining us on this Sunday for the shout out show. I'm going to jump right into the shout outs. So this lady, this wonderful girl, she is so cool. I think all you guys are following her. And it's JoJo. Pop.comics. Yes. She's at 994 subs. So she barely reached the total of subscribers that I want to shout out. So I was like, oh crap, JoJo at 994. I gotta give her a shout out. So let's help her get to 1,000, guys. And not only that, but when I was looking at her stuff, she's pretty cool, man. I mean, she puts out great how can I say it? Great comics, and she does reviews. She did a video the other day, and on the review, I believe it was Shazam, and I was like, I can't watch it because I haven't seen the movie. But not only that, but this chick JoJo, she grew up in the 80s, and all right, how she put it on her channel, she put born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, and now she's a pop culture loving kiddo. I like that, kiddo. So if you're interested for anything in the world of pop culture, check her channel out. And I know she loves Michael Jackson a lot because Jeffrey sent her something very special. a few videos back. You can go find it on her channel. Yeah, JoJo's pretty. She's pretty neat. She's a very nice girl, lady. You know what I'm trying to say. All right. You think you subbed up? You better sub her up, Gray Man. She's dope, man. She is on fire. After this, she'll probably be at 2,000 subscribers. Just kidding. All right. Well, who knows, right? But up next at number 2, guys, at number 2. All right. This is one cool dude. All right. And his name is Lawrence. He goes by the Mighty Comics Guy. Yes. Right now he's at 239 subs. So go check him out. All right. So what he does is of course, like anyone in the comic community, he does his comic unboxing. He also wants to give out some comic tips. He does some comic hauls as well. But not only that, he's doing a giveaway once he hit 250 subscribers. So check him out. All right, and he wants to get more involved in the community. So hey guys, reach out to Lawrence and see what can we help him out with, and just interact with him, and let's just have some fun, bring him to the community. Maybe he could pop on someone else's channel and take it from there. But yep, so he's doing that giveaway, so stay tuned on his channel, The Mighty Comics Guy. He's at 239. And not only that, he just put a video up today, and he makes I wouldn't consider this a backdrop, but I guess you can. But his backdrop is like all slabs, and the slabs are still in the bags. So check out his video he just put up probably about 20 minutes ago or so. So check him out. We got here in the chat. Let's double check this chat real quick. We got the Mighty. There he is, Mr. The Mighty Comics Guy. He's in the house. Hey, thank you for joining us today. All right, so at number 3, guys, we keep it going here. Let me just got kind of dry here. All right. So at number 3, if you want number 3 shout out, are you guys ready for number 3 shout out? Let me know, because I can't go forward. I got to make sure we're all on the same page here, man. You want number 3 shout out? Are y'all ready for it? Because I'm going to do it anyway. Waiting on the chat. Let me see what's going on. Keep it going. Yes. Comic book G Spot. Gottlieb said yes. All right. So at number 3, now this guy, he's been on everyone's chat lately. You probably seen him. He's the homie. Carolina Chris 26. He does something like this. His palms like this. I guess he got 26. He's all tatted up here. I ain't got no tats, but hey, Carolina Chris 26. Yo, he is a great dude, man. And not only that, he's at 197 subs on his channel. So, check him out, man. Check him out. And not only that, because when I was watching his stuff, which was pretty decent, because everyone does unboxing videos and all that, he put something different. He put something, and I have to say, forget about unboxing. How about packing something for shipping? This dude packed up a freaking slab, and I was like, he went the extra mile to freaking bag this thing up and get everything ready. So yeah, you got to go check him out. And he just put up a video for his new comic haul for April 3rd. So go check him out. All right, guys. Carolina Chris 26. My homie in the chat, Wolf Warner. Man, Wolf Warner is the man. Check him out too. Boatwright in the house. What's up, Boatwright? I wish I had a DJ in the background, and it was Wolf Warner. Wolf Warner be playing some tunes on KRS-One and all that. Yeah, wouldn't that be pretty dope? I don't know, Wolf Warner. We'll find out. We could do something. All right. At number 4. At number 4, guys. And I was writing everything down when I did this one because this could be like a wrestling name. I'm a wrestling fan. You already know that. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to do it right now. Here we go. Living in Germany and collecting U.S. comics. Dak, Across the Pond Hammer. Yes, Dak Hammer from across the pond in Germany. He's at 95 subscribers, ladies and gents. Yes, the guy is a very nice guy. To the point where he was making a video, or it's on his channel. You can go see it. And I said, man, I don't want to have that book. He emailed me and said, I'll go on a hunt if I find it. I need your address, though. I sent him my address. And he said, if I find it, I'll mail it out to you. So that's just the type of guy Dak Hammer is. So, and the thing is, let me see here. Let me make sure my notes here. Oh, yeah, he just put a video up, well, a couple of weeks ago. He's at a shop, and while at the shop, he's hunting for comics, but he's recording the whole time, going through the boxes and stuff like that. It was pretty dope. You got to see it. So take a minute. Check out my homie from across the pond, living in Germany, collecting U.S. comics. Dak, Across the Pond Hammer. Yes, he's a cool dude. Caleb is in the house. Caleb the Smurf. Yep. That's a cool dude right there. Stacy Week. Oh man, Stacy. I gotta hit you up. Thank you for joining me right now in this chat on this show. And the last one, before we get to the special guest, I'm gonna send, you already know who he is, Mr. JD. JD is a great guy. You guys probably see him everywhere. Hollywood Tony Sanders, Hollywood. And but let me send him the invite here, because after this shout out, JD is gonna be coming in. Oh, Geeky GMT, what is going on, brother? Wow, Comic Book NYC. I am so happy to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while, but I'm happy that you're doing well and you're back in the chat and doing your thing, bro. Thank you. All right, so at number 5, guys, at number 5, this is one humble guy. He's just a great gentleman, and he goes by Big Will. Big Will is at 183 subscribers. Before I came online on my show, he was doing his show with Jeffrey Comic Hand. And Big Will is just a great dude, man. He doesn't really care. He was just so humble. I sent him a message, whatever. He's like, well, thank you, pretty much. But he does a live show with Jeffrey Comic Hand, like I said. And go check his stuff out, because the guy is very smart, and he got some pretty cool stuff too, some nice slabs. So yeah, go check out Big Will. And if you're not watching his live stream, what's it called? Let me see here. The Big Show. It's called The Big Show. So yeah, go check him out. And that is the top 5 channels I had to pick this week. So I wrote it down again. We got Pop.Comics. That's JoJo's channel, number 1. At number 2, Lawrence, the Mighty Comic Guy. At number 3, Carolina Chris 26. At number 4, Dak, Across the Pond Hammer. And at number 5, it was Big Will. All right. So I'm going to send an invite again to JD. He said he didn't get it. We'll work around that. No problem. Let's do it once again. Thank you, everyone, for just hanging out on this Sunday with the Rican and soon to be Here he is, the man.
How are we doing? Can you hear me all right?
You sound perfect, sir, as always.
Thank you very much. How's everybody doing?
We're just here hanging out. And
that was some great five. What a great five you had right there. You put out some good guys with that. Actually, Jack, the German from across the sea, I just subbed him up. That's one of the ones I didn't know. But a lot of these other ones, Big Will. Love being on Big Will's show that one time.
Yeah. It's pretty neat. You know, it's a lot of fun. Let me lower my volume here.
Sorry about that.
You right there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
This is for our good buddy here, Big Lion Cat, big Met fan. So this is my New York Mets Thor shirt.
I see that.
Yeah. So I know you're a Yankee fan. I could see a banner over there somewhere. I saw one.
Oh, not the Yankees, Phillies.
Oh, it's Phillies. That's even worse. Okay. No That's all right. That's good. That's how we do it here. Let me see this so you can see a little better. So great. I love this Sunday afternoon show. This is fun. Here, Wolf Warner. Look at this.
Wolf Warner's a beast, man.
Discovery. We've been discovered. Nice.
We always get discovered, right?
That's always good. Exactly.
But yep, like I mentioned, guys, this is the man. JD is he is putting out some great stuff, and man, he's put out some great interviews lately. And if you're not watching it, that's why JD's in the house to talk about his channel.
There you go.
JD, the floor is yours, sir. Take it away, my brother.
Thank you very much. Well, you know, it started back at C2E2 with a bunch of the guys we got together. And one of the things they were talking about was getting interviews. And but Chad, Comicore, Chad, and Great Legend, everybody were walking around. Maybe we can get some interviews with people. And I said, sure, I have no problem going up to anybody. So I started walking around to people. And I got this idea saying, you know, it'd be easier to do it at their booth or with them than bring over to Chuck's booth. But Chuck had so many people at his booth and everything else. It was great setup. And then I was like, well, it's a little busier at C2E2, but the following week I'm going to Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City, where I ran into D-Runk, JP Budget's Collecting, and I ran into Burke Nasty. And my wife and I went down there. We were sitting there having a good time, and I pulled out the mic and I said, let's comic. You know, we put my channel here, Comicore Unlimited over here, and Comicore.
I love that. That was dope.
And let me just walk around and see if anybody's going to take me seriously. And sure enough, I mean, I had a lot to choose from. I was sitting there, and so I decided to do one artist, one writer, one well-known artist, one well-known writer that everybody would know, a legend in the industry. And I could have probably gotten Jim Steranko, but Don Rosa was great. He would have gone on for 2 hours. And the other one was I wanted to do an independent with an independent shout out. So it started exactly like that. And then Mark Bagley was the last interview I did, but it's the first one I aired. But there was another artist in there that we were going to go over. I'm like, I wasn't not sure how many people knew him. And so the channel just changed in a week to where I'm going to do interviews. Now, I don't put out a lot of content on my channel. I'm on a lot of people's shows.
Yes, sir.
Always going to be on the hunt with Tony Sanders. And wait till my promo this week. I'm sure you've seen the Macho Head. Well, I have mine, and you know, Tone did his little rock thing going on. But you know, you got to go. If there's anybody I'm going to be in my promo, I can just tell you I'm the 14-time world champion. So there's only I'm going to be in. One hint it's just going to be is you'll hear a lot of woo when I come out with that.
Player, bro.
yeah. I've been studying a little bit on this one. It'll be fun. So, but on my channel, I do have a show that I do regularly called Stranger Things with TJ Watson. And TJ and I have
Dragon. Wow.
Yeah, he's so great to work with. But the Slab Dragon is great. He's just perfect there. And we do a show, we call it Strange Are Things. So it's Strange Are Things. Not be confused. We just use the same font. And the thing with Stranger Things is it's different things than people collect, not necessarily the keys, not necessarily first appearances. And it's just one of those shows where we pick a random thing. And this week, Tuesday, we're going to bring on DS Comics. And we're going to call it the Zoo Edition. So that should be a good time. It should be a good show.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So that's good. And I enjoy the unboxings are coming. I just, you know, CGC, they're backed up. And a lot of what I do with my unboxings, I do a lot of showing of new books is always going to be on the hunt. Because let's be honest, I'm in it to win it, and I don't want to show all my cards a little bit early on that. That's just a fun show with us. So.
But then you did those interviews. I mean, I saw the Mark Bagley
Mm-hmm.
and the Jason Aaron one.
Jason Aaron, yeah, that would have gone. That was actually a lot longer. I lost about 7-8 minutes in the middle due to technical problems, but him and I were talking the whole time, and it was great. I mean, we talked about God Bomb, God of Thunder, the Avengers run before we got into War of the Realms. But I figure I wanted to get right to the War of the Realms because it was coming out that Wednesday when I did the editing on it. And Jason was a great guy, and he actually said, anytime you want to just get me on, I'll talk. So it was good. And he's usually a very introverted, reserved person, but I've met him 3 or 4 times already, and he remembers me because I'm kind of quirky and whatnot. And
I love your outfit.
Like, anybody who dresses like Paste Pot Pete is legit, you know. So
I was showing my wife, and she was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Hey, leave JD alone, yo."
Peter Petruski, man, it's the superior weapon. So,
oh man, geez, that is that's something. And not only that, you're doing a giveaway, sir.
Yes, I am. If you watch all 5 of the videos, which is the music video in the beginning, which I usually do when I go to a con or anything like that, I do a music video of stuff I picked up right there. And all 5 of them. So it's Mark Bagley, Ace Knuckles, Don Rosa, and Jason Aaron, and the music video. And I'm giving away something from each. So I have 4 of the 5 books here. I'm waiting. I haven't dug out the Don. I have Don Rosa. It's the first Scrooge McDuck from 1987. You've got the Magnus, which is the Ace Knuckles, which is really good. And just to let you know, he'll be appearing with Chris Rao eventually in the near future on the Comic Core Unlimited. He'll be a guest on there to promote his book number 2.
Yeah, when I saw that book, I was like, "Wow, I never seen that before." And that was I like that interview the most because he was so humble.
He was really good.
Like, yeah, I think you asked him would he like to work with Marvel or like any big companies and so forth.
Yeah.
He was like, if it happened, but he doesn't want to lose his rights, though. Like,
right.
I was telling my wife that she's like, "Well, what that has to do with anything?" I was like, "Well, it's like wrestling. You could be a small company and wrestle wherever you want, but if you go to the big companies, they're gonna, you can't wrestle anywhere else." So,
yeah, one of the things we talked off was about Boom Studios and Aftershock Comics that he was thinking about. I gave him a number of a guy at Boom. Actually, I went over to Cullen Bunn and asked him. I said, "Give me the guy at Boom to give to this guy." So we handed each other off. And by doing that, Cullen and I were talking. Like, "You promoting somebody else now?" I'm like, "Just." He was a good guy. He was going to be an interview, but I'll save him for when he comes into town here. Another book you're going to get in that giveaway is a signed Jason Aaron Southern Bastards. I mean, trying to pick a Jason Aaron book to give away would be tough, but I've got a couple of copies of this one, and it's signed also by the artist Jason Latour, who he's pretty well known doing Spider-Gwen and everything else like that. So this is a nice book, and I love the issue, so that's good.
I actually read that first issue.
It's good.
I haven't read any more, but I need to get back on it though.
Yeah. Well,
I can't believe the Great Legends the Great Legend show is in the house.
That's my good friend, the Great Legend, right there. Good man. It was such a good time hanging out with him, and we keep in touch very frequently. So for Mark Bagley, I grabbed Lethal Protector. I figure it's the middle. It's not the 361, but it's also not one of those standard Spideys that are just hanging out on the side. So figure Lethal Protector 1 foil, give that away. Then you got the Don Rosa book, and you got the Peter first appearance of Mr. Paste Pot Pete reissue, not Strange Shells 104, but the there he is, because this guy appeared in almost every video, Peter Petruski. And the best part is, if you ask me, is Lorenzo Lozana, who drew this for me. I reached out to him and said, "Hey, I want to include you in a giveaway. And one thing I want to do is I want the winner to choose his own character, whatever he wants, on an ink drawing by this artist here." And it's a double shout out to the artist and to you get something that you never had before.
So he'll draw whatever the winner picks.
Yeah, whatever the winner picks, you tell him what it is, and I'll have him draw it, and then I'll ship all that stuff off to you.
Wow.
I figure make it a little more personal for the prize. And all you have to do is like, comment. Well, you have to subscribe to me. You have to like and comment on all 5 of the videos. In addition to that, you have to follow the 2 Instagrams. If you watch the Ace Knuckles interview, everything's laid out there. But the 2 Instagrams are for The Comic Den. It's just The Comic Den. And the other one is Lizana Art, which is LIZANAART. LIZ, like, so Liza, LIZANAART. Follow those 2 guys on Instagram, and that's it. That's simple.
It's that simple, guys. So,
and it's May 17th it'll run to, so you guys have a lot of time to sit there and watch it and enjoy it, because there are, some of them are run about 20 minutes to there. The Don Rosa one could have lasted about, I interviewed him for 45 minutes, and I had to cut back a little bit of stuff. Don goes a little bit off the rails sometimes. But I definitely want to shout out to the Comic Corps for helping me come up with the idea, or they are the ones who interviewed Art Germ at C2E2, and I'm like, man, that's exactly what I want to do.
So who was recording the video as you was interviewing? Was it your wife?
Sometimes my wife. So one of them I had on the table. My wife was sitting there directing it as we went along. You might see it move, and yeah, my wife was sitting there doing it. She actually did a few interviews with the cosplayers, and that'll be at the end of the year. We're going to do a year in review and cosplay for everybody, because each interview with cosplayers is no more than 30 seconds, because you're moving around, you're in a crowd, you don't want too many people coming over, including Jessica Negree and I don't know who the other one was, Tracy something or another. But we had everything from little kids to a bunch of predators around us making the noise. It was pretty good. So
it's nice though that the wife is always the biggest supporter of everything that we do, guys. It's just
yeah. We have a saying here in the house: a family that cosplays together stays together.
Oh, there you go.
And we enjoy it. Actually, it's funny because she's done it so many times. Everything from She-Hulk Green to she was BB-8 when she was pregnant with my son.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I have that picture on here. We did a whole Star Wars thing.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, we did a Star Wars theme cosplay event here in town with Darth Maul was in town. The guy Ray Park, the character, right. And we decided to do that. I'll look for that. I'll see it here in a minute, probably. There it is. I was showing this the other day. So this is just one picture here. We have the digital one, but this is just the hard copy version of it. But there's Ray Park.
Oh my God.
Ray, me as old man Luke, and my son in there, and my wife right here. So
that's so dope, man.
And then you have my wife is also She-Hulk. My daughter was Black Widow at 6 months old. I put a doll wig on her head. It's pretty funny. I'll have to find that one. She's also been wife's been Gamora. I've been Star-Lord, and my daughter's been Rocket Raccoon twice, 2 different cons. And my son was both Baby Groot when he was fitting in the Bjorn thing.
Right.
And he was Thanos snapping his fingers around at so we'll be cosplaying together as a family this year at the local con here in Omaha. Guest list is getting there, but I know I have a bunch of people that definitely want to interview, some local ones, some legends too. Phil Hester, for anybody who's a Green Lantern or Flash fan. So
yeah, I thought about doing that if I go to MegaCon this year here in Orlando, but I don't know. I just probably get too nervous to be like, hey, can I interview you? I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny because I thought I would be nervous about doing it, but then it kind of got to the point where they actually enjoyed. One of them said, man, that was a fun interview because you're an actual fan. You're not like a media guy who doesn't know what he's talking, who you didn't have to do any research. You saw Mark Bagley. And I said, yeah, and Mark and Don said the same thing. He was like, I could talk for hours. You know about the atomic age? And that was a thing I said. He goes, well, what kind of books do you like? I said, well, I like the golden age. Well, I guess you'd say really the atomic age. And he's like, whoa, nobody uses that term. And then he wanted to sit down and do an interview. And
that is so cool. That is cool. Now, I just remember when I met Ed McGuinness, and I had a book I wanted to sign. And he was just sitting there looking at me. He's like, I haven't ate all day. And he just whips out a sandwich and he starts eating right in front of me. And my wife is like looking at me. She's recording this the whole time. And he was just chill, man. The guy was like so cool. And I'm here just like so nervous, like, okay, sir. I was like,
I'm gonna
somewhere.
I'm gonna try to interview Neil Adams because I talked to him one time for a while, way back when, not that maybe about 9 years ago, and because he did some hockey stuff for the New York Rangers. He did stuff for every team, and I bought him Chinese food because that's what he wanted. He goes, "Is there any decent Chinese food in this town?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I got Chinese food, and I was sitting there, and his wife was like, "Where is it?" And she went to go get it and bring it back. And then as I brought it back, I said, I'll buy you lunch if I can. And I didn't even, it was before YouTube. I've only been on YouTube since June 23rd. Not even a year yet. So I'm really enjoying it though.
Yeah, you're knocking it out the park, man. You really are. You're smart as hell. You always dropping knowledge. Every time I watch you, got like you, Tony. I'm just like, even Jeffrey, man. I'm just like, I'm like a big sponge when I listen to you guys and I absorb it all in. And I wish I could watch more of the live stuff, but at times it's so late, man. I'm just like,
yeah.
But man, you're a cool dude, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I was kind of hesitant because I was like, I want to have somebody in the show, and I was like, maybe JD. I was like, JD and Tony Sanders are two that I really like a lot. And Tony Sanders actually reached out to me one weekend. Well, not one weekend. It was during the week. He said, "Well, you want to be on? I think it was Slab or not the Slab." And I couldn't. That day, it was just bad timing. And it was funny because I messaged him back, and I said, "Tony, I was just thinking about you." And I said, I can't do it though. And he just like, okay, it is what it is. But I'll eventually I'll be on his show for sure.
Yeah, we'll probably be resurrecting that show eventually. There's a couple other people reached out to me about that show. Comics Murph. I know he's just lighting it up right now. We put him on the Core channel, and think about it. He ran a Friday night Core show, so he kept. Great.
He's smart as hell too.
He's good, man. I love having this. That's like my new favorite part of, I guess, my channel is the content I put out is usually private, like this kind of stuff, the interviews, and eventually I'm going to put it on the Core. But doing the Comic Core Unlimited show on Wednesday is like one of my favorite things to do. Working with John, John Comic with Kids, Comics Misexplained, and Comic Spectre. We're four kindred spirits, and we enjoy that show together. And we're going to be adding content on there that bringing in guests every week. We're going to bring in, whether it be a YouTuber like any of us out there, anybody in the chat, and also bringing in possibly some artists and some writers and some professionals in the industry and give them the floor for a little bit. Maybe somebody promoting a Kickstarter or something along that line. Should be fun.
Are you into indie stuff by any chance?
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of quirky things. I love Aftershock comics, Action Lab, and Boom. One of my favorite books out there, I didn't bring any out there, was Aberrant by Ryland Grant. I've
not read that.
If you ever see any of my back then I used to show, it's just a different style book. Aberrant, Ryland Grant. That's one of my favorites. Boom Studios, Bone Parish is great. Empty Man is great. That's all Cullen Bunn work. I like this new book here. It's only one issue in, but I heard the second one is pretty. He said he's working on the second one right now is really good. And then we have a couple other indie. I mean, I don't consider Image as much independent anymore.
Yeah.
They are periodicals almost because there's no guarantee. But obviously, I'm still gonna like your Saga, your Thief of Thieves. I'm a big Thief of Thieves fan. I think it's the better Kirkman work than Being Dead.
I've been digging Oblivion Song. That's what I've been reading.
Oblivion Song is absolutely phenomenal. I love every issue of that. Yeah. No spoilers on that, but when you find out about who his brother was back in issue 5. That was crazy.
Yo, I was like, holy crap, man.
That was like an Empire Strikes Back moment right there, you know?
Let me take a quick look in this chat, JD.
Sure.
There's a few people on here. Let's see. People I haven't seen. The Art of I think it's Art of Reed. He said, "Hey, thank." Let me see who else. Dre Boogie, what is going on? Thank you for joining us. And let me see who's someone else. Actually, Chad said it was an honor joining you on Strange Are Things on Comic Course Unlimited, JD. So,
that's 90 MF Comics, 90 MF Comics from Miami. Yeah, we had him on the MC. We talked statues that show, and man, the knowledge that guy MC he had and TJ had, they were literally just got me wanting to buy statues. But I'm not done with getting all my elephant covers. So that's my passion is still the Golden Age, Atomic Age, and Silver Age characters. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I would say don't start Golden Age until you're done with the silver. When you're done with the bronze, and just because the Golden Age it's not like you can go find a price guide. You're not going to see 50 sales on eBay for a Jungle 121, like any major issue like a ASM 300 or something. So. That's where you get dizzy. You can pay anything from $50 to $100 to $400. I mean, this was a little hunt book coming up. This is like $25 for this, and I'm like, I don't care. And that's the thing. Condition comes into play a lot less.
You have it though. That's the thing. You have it,
Yeah, I have a few Golden Ages that are a little bit way above grade than I would ever expect to see. Like this is an 8.0 from 1945. Yeah, and this was a steal. I mean, there's no other way around it. And I always talk to TJ about this stuff because he's a Golden Age collector too. And I talk to, it's funny because Midwest Comic Man, Paul, was going to be on today with me. We were going to surprise you because he was going to come down. He told me last night, he said, yeah, come on down. He's only about 4 hours away, and him and his wife were going to come down. But a little late getting started in the morning, so they canceled there. But we were going to get there. We were going to go on location. Yeah, we were going to go on location. So we're going to go to the comic shop and bring you on here and say, we're hunting while we're doing this. So,
but all these slabs that you have, I mean, does it take up a lot of your room though? I mean,
yeah. According to my wife, too much room. I do have a nice little portion of the house here that hasn't been invaded by the children yet. So as long as we keep them away from here, it's good. I do have, I think, about 125 slabs at least.
You're right up there with the Slab Dragon, then, right?
Well, that's about 8% of what the Slab Dragon has. Is up to, he's probably in the 1890s now, 1880s, 1890s. What he's got.
I showed my wife that picture that he had. He just in the living room. I guess it was his living room, maybe a man cave, who knows? And it was just slabs everywhere. And she's like, why? I was like, why not? Look at this stuff.
Yeah, and there's two trains of thought on slabbing, and I do respect both of them. Those that say it ruins the book, I can respect that because that's their theory on it. And me, I'm preserving it. Because I know Mylar is just as good, according to many of the old timers I talk to that don't like slabs. But at the same point in time, Mylar is Mylar, and this won't bend or break. And while it has a grade up here, that's good for resale value, just in case something would ever happen. It's safer there, and it's easy to insure. So there's two trains of thought, and I'm not for or against either one. If you want to not slab your books, that's perfectly cool. I mean, as long as everybody's doing what they love, that's all that really counts. And
but I like how you said that, though. Sorry, but you're preserving. I like how you said that, and I never even thought about that word. You're preserving it, so that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons when I make a decision to slab a Golden Age book, it's like, well, there's about X number out there, but when you find out there's only 3, 4, or 5 of them, like this Wanted book here, there's only 3 of them. that most people think there's less than 10 on the planet now. I asked everybody about it, and they said, we've seen pictures of your book, that one, and I know the guy with one of the others, and then there's one higher grade that nobody knows where it is. Could be in Mile High or someone like that, but these are hard to come by. So I'm preserving the first John Buscema cover-to-cover work. That's why I look at it.
Wow, that is amazing.
It's a hard book to find. It was an albatross. So, but now I found something else for the hunt this week that I'm real excited about. Yeah, it's a weird find, so it's gonna be fun. So.
But I think that is it. I tell you, I'll keep it under an hour. I know you're a busy man with family and a wife.
Yep.
Nope. So, one more time, if anyone has a question for Mr. JD, the man, he's in the house.
Any questions here?
In the chat, who has a question for him before we get off the show? Anyone has any questions for JD?
Bake the Snake says the Vader behind me is badass. Which one? This one? This is by the guy who does Tony Dorley. He did Albert Einstein's Time Mason. He did this for me last week. That's real nice. Or the Vader here, which I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is probably my, no offense to anybody else. This is probably my favorite because this was one I talked to a guy to have make. If you can see what that is.
Holy crap, that's Thanos.
That's Thanos, and that's Vader, and that is the Sistine Chapel. So there you go.
All right. So Chad said, when we drinking some whiskey, JD, we have to link up at a con.
Yeah, I'll be heading. Not this year. I can say Florida probably is not going to happen. I know a bunch of guys are going to MegaCon, but a bunch of guys are going to MegaCon. I'm real excited about seeing the footage from there. But I do have a few cons planned on the horizon. Three definite, possibly 5. I'm waiting to find out, but very cool.
Hey, Comic Tom said that SS4 back there is fire.
Yeah, Tom, my Silver Surfer 4 ridiculous. I think everybody who's watching the videos sees I've got a 20 by 30 oil painting done of it. I've got statues for it. I had Art Adams do a cover of it. I've got several issues of it. I have a Stan Lee signed one. And speaking of the same theme of Thanos and Vader, I did that. I had that done. If you can see that, that's just as a Silver Surfer and Vader there on top of TIE Fighter. So yeah, my Silver Surfer 4 addiction is pretty severe. It's probably it's borderline psychotic, I think. So.
But it's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah, bring that over, honey. My wife's gonna bring one more thing for Silver Surfer 4 that you're gonna have to love. This is my kids as the Silver Surfer and Thor. My wife had this made for me for Christmas.
Oh my god!
So that's my son as the Silver Surfer using the Scotty Young one, and my daughter as there. So if you want to know and by the way, the artist, of course, is John Buscema. So, like I tell everybody, I collect anything and everything having to do with John Buscema and Bernie Wrights, and those are my 2 artists that I love the most. And big shout out to White Whale for helping me. That a lot of community helped you out with this too. Yeah, my wife reached out to a couple people in the community for a little help on this one. So,
are you serious? She went that way. She did all that.
She wants to. Yeah, she reaches out about trying to get me presents here and there behind my back. I find out from other people, so it's always good.
That is so cool, man. And I think anyone else has any questions for JD before we end the show? And if not,
I think it's a flag, but let me see where we are.
Let's see. All right. He says, "Hey, brother, how about the book we're looking at? Shock Detective Case. Case is awesome."
Shock Detective Case. What is that?
Which one is that?
I have one somewhere. Who said that?
That was Robert the Comic Book.
Oh, Robert Galvin. Robert was talking about, I think he's talking about some of the detective books I have that I collect. The Lawbreakers Always Lose, number 6.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
This is 1948 Buscema's first cover he ever did. This is probably in Fine Plus that I found. Trying to get CGC to recognize it's John Buscema, even though I got letters. And then I have the Crime Fighters #4. Yep, somewhere around here probably.
The Order of Reed is asking, where can we find JD? JD, where can they find you if they want to?
I'm JD Comics on YouTube, on JD Comics, also on Instagram. You could always reach out to me, and if you ever want to talk comics, or I give it, there's a lot of people in the community, probably they'll tell you that I get sent a lot of, hey, is this a good buy or not a good buy? And I always say it's up to you. But a lot of it says, how would you, if it has something to do with the silver and the gold age, a lot of people have contacted me. What do I think of this? Or what do you know about this run? A guy contacted me about a run that I recognized as a war book from the Vietnam era that didn't really have a lot of issues in it, but it was pretty much a spin-off of Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos. So I have no problem helping anybody out with that. I will put a comment in the chat. Okay. Thank you all.
He said, put a comment in the chat, JD.
You all for joining. I type real slow, so.
I have fat fingers, so I type slow too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Oh, Big Lion Cat's here finally. Look at this one.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Lenny and the Mets. So.
And it was funny because I just want to say, people that send out the AOKs, make sure you try to do priority shipping, because I had someone that mailed out an AOK to someone. He paid $40 for shipping. And I was like, dude, try priority shipping.
Yeah.
And I learned the hard way. And so that's how I know the post office helped me out. So, hey, priority shipping, guys, goes a long way. You get in 3 days or something like that. Yeah,
exactly. Caroline Chris asks if all my graded books are CGC. All but one. I have a Captain Marvel 57 in CBCS Western Pen collection, because that's one of the two pedigrees I do collect, Western Pen and Savannah, because I focus on I collect the Thors and the Silver Surfers and anything with Thor of those grades. CGC did not recognize the Western Pen at first. CBCS did, and now they do. So I just choose CGC because it was when I first slabbed my first book, The Silver Surfer 4, and I just like that slab. And now the newer slabs, like this is the newest one I got back, this Jungle book here. I mean, this is a really thick Jungle book. I thought it was a jumbo, but they're all the same. This is, you could do damage with these books, but they tend to shine better, and I just like the way it handles. The CBCS slabs are good too. I don't have a PGX. I never actually even held a PGX book. I just know that some people like them, some people don't. But this is
Tony Sanders mentioned one from Florida.
Yeah, there's a new one out there.
They're kind of thinner too. The cases are thinner, but he likes it. He likes the way that the books came.
Yeah, I'm going with the CGC. I've had an account with them for a while, and actually, I'm on the boards, the CGC boards, the chat boards on there is where actually I find most of my gold and silver age books. Because if you ever follow Rick's neat stuff on there, or there's so many of us that are in the community that don't do YouTube, but they are big time collectors. And I reach out to them all the time, and that's how I get, I would say, 80 to 90% of my golden age. I just kind of discovered eBay, thanks to TJ Watson again, because he said just pull the trigger and go on eBay and buy comics. But I would buy a slab book on there. The raw books, I mean, I have to really know the guy to trust him, and that's one of the things. And that's why I really have a good, if it's a common shop like Anthony Snyder or Alamo, whatever they called it, My Comic Shop, I guess, and then Metropolis. Like, these are people that specialize in silver and golds as well, so I would buy them. So it's tough. So
I don't think I have any golden stuff. I'm sure I don't, but one day if I get the wife to, probably something. That's my next goal.
Yeah, I'll be slabbing probably about This year, my slab collection is going to go up a lot because of a lot of signature series books I got done at the cons, and I'm going to slab my grails. I usually don't. What I consider my grails: my Avengers 1, Journey and Mystery 83, Strange Tales 110, Tales of Suspense 39, Hulk 1 are all getting slabbed this year. But right now, the first three I'm sending off to Midwest Comic Man Paul. He's a presser and cleaner, very well known. Double insured, which is good. So
man, you're bringing that heat, man.
I really love doing this part, and like I tell everybody, I have no problem telling you I'm 45 years old. I did not have a gap in my collecting. I had a gap in reading that Scalped brought back, but collecting wise, I was always on the hunt, and that little crash in the 90s kind of worked out well for me. I'll tell you that. I had a lot of books, but nobody else was.
So I just got into the game 2 years ago. If anyone knows, the house got broken into. I think I mentioned this yesterday with Red.
Yeah.
And that's how I got back into it. So
yeah, I've had a few. I've lost a few. I mean, I had a whole FF first 14 issues gone. That's tough. But you know what? At the same point in time, I have what I have, and I have my family, and that's all that counts.
That's it, man.
Family. Yeah, and I like collecting the weird stuff, and that's probably part of it. You know, I like doing things a little differently, and I really enjoyed coming on this show, just talking shop with you. I mean, yeah, I've always watched this stuff, so it's great.
And that's what I like. I like it just so because I didn't want to bring you in the beginning of the show because then it's like, I like to save it to the end. That way you can talk about your stuff and we just interact and just get to know each other at the same time. And that's I kind of like that. And that was an idea that someone gave to me in the community, like bring a channel in and talk to them at the end. And I was like, golden, sweet. That was a cool idea.
Yeah, sharing positivity in the community is all what I'm about. So what the Comic Corps is about. It's what you guys are about. It's what I know a lot of guys in the chat are here about. I love watching some of these shows. A lot of you guys, and that's what we're talking about. Discovery Bay is an angel on our shoulder, giving us all shout outs every day. And he's the hardest working man in show business right now.
He is. I don't know how he does it, but
that's why I call him Rockin' JB. He's the godfather. He is our godfather of the community. He is the hardest working man. He's James Brown.
He sent me
I'm Elvis. He's James Brown. That's what I tell everybody.
He sent me a message I think it was like 4:30 in the morning, and I think it was like the weekend. But thank God it was the weekend. He was like, "Any surprises or something that you got going on, or you have a thumbnail?" Or I was like, I couldn't go to sleep after that. I was like, wake up, walking around the house. My wife is like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." And she's like, "I know what you're doing already. You're on your Instagram, people texting you, whatever." And she's just laughing, man. Oh my god,
yeah, it's fun stuff.
Yeah, but I think that's it, JD.
Very cool.
It was really an honor to have you, sir. I'm very happy that you.
My honor to be on with you. It's likewise,
And hey guys, follow JD, follow him on Instagram, check out his channel as always, sub him up. The guy puts out great content. The guy is smart as hell, and I want that damn freaking cap shield he has back there.
Oh,
yeah. But that is all we got. That is the comic book community shout out with the man JD in the house. And you guys for watching. Until next time, take care.